LaMelo Ball, the human highlight reel. The heart of the Charlotte Hornets and one of the most exciting young stars in the league today. But somehow, NBA left him off the All-Star roster this year. And let's be real, it makes absolutely no sense. This isn't just your typical fan outrage. We're talking about a guy who led all Eastern Conference guards in fan votes. The people wanted to see LaMelo. And get this, even the players themselves had him ranked third among guards. So, what happened? LaMelo's putting up monster numbers this season. Fourth in the entire league in scoring, dishing out dimes like he's handing out candy on Halloween, and carrying a struggling Hornets team night in and night out. LaMelo deserved that spot. The numbers, the impact, the popularity, it was all there. The NBA had multiple chances to fix this, and they just didn't. So unless another All-Star decides to sit out, LaMelo's All-Star case will remain one of the biggest snubs of the year. LaMelo Ball is averaging an impressive 28.2 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 7.3 assists per game this season. He's letting it fly from deep with a league-leading 12.3 three-point attempts per night, all while still hitting 41.9% from the field. Those are all-star numbers by any definition, yet somehow, he got snubbed. Sure, the Hornets' struggles haven't helped his case. They're sitting near the bottom of the standings, and that losing record is like a stain voters couldn't ignore. But is team success really the best measure of an all-star? When you compare LaMelo's production to some of the players who made the cut, the snub becomes even more baffling. There are guys with lower scoring and assist numbers who got in, largely because they play for winning teams. Meanwhile, LaMelo's dazzling playmaking, elite scoring, and fearlessness on the court were overlooked. Yes, he averages 3.7 turnovers per game, but that's the price of being the engine of a struggling team.
LaMelo! Yes!
Without him, Charlotte's offense would be completely lifeless. Now let's be real. One of the biggest reasons Melo got left off the roster is simple: the Hornets' record. Sitting at 13-39, Charlotte's nowhere near playoff contention. And we know how it goes. All-star selections historically favor players from winning teams. But here's the thing, since when did the All-Star game become a team success award? It's supposed to celebrate individual greatness, and LaMelo's been doing just that. Despite the Hornets' struggles, Ball's been putting on a show night after night. We're talking about a dude averaging elite numbers while orchestrating the entire offense. His vision, next level. His creativity, unmatched. Melo's out here dropping flashy dimes, grabbing boards, and getting buckets like it's nothing. He's easily one of the most dynamic guards in the league. But here's where it gets tricky. All-star reserves are picked by NBA coaches, and these guys tend to value winning impact over box score brilliance. And since Charlotte's been struggling, Melo's numbers got dismissed as empty stats. But if you've actually watched the games, you know that's not true. This dude's fingerprints are all over every possession. He's elevating his teammates and keeping the Hornets even remotely competitive. Now let's talk about the fan vote. LaMelo Ball, yes, you heard that right, led all Eastern Conference guards in fan voting. He racked up over 2.4 million votes. That's insane. In fact, it's clear that fans love the guy, and honestly, who can blame them? His flashy playmaking, ridiculous assists, and highlight reel moments have made him one of the most entertaining players in the league. But here's where things get crazy. Even with that massive fan support, LaMelo didn't get a spot. Now the way the All-Star voting works is that it's split into 3 pots. Fans get 50% of the vote, and players and media members each contribute 25%. So, even though LaMelo was the people's choice, it wasn't enough to convince the coaches and the media to put him in the game. Now, why is that? A lot of it comes down to the disconnect between how fans and the league view players. Fans look at LaMelo's dazzling highlights, his ability to take over games with his passing, and his scoring ability, and they love it. But coaches and media members, they see the Hornets' overall struggles, and that's where the skepticism comes in. They look at his production, but with Charlotte not exactly being a top contender, they might question how much that actually impacts winning. And that's where the problem lies. This discrepancy between how the fans see the game and how the league views it. Fans are about excitement and individual talent, and LaMelo brings that in spades. but the league's decision makers seem to value overall team success and perhaps a more traditional approach to all-star selection. A common criticism directed at Ball is that his numbers are empty stats, meaning they don't contribute to winning. Critics argue that Ball's production is inflated due to his high usage rate and the Hornets' lack of alternative scoring options. However, this critique doesn't fully capture Ball's impact. Ball's playmaking ability, court vision, and scoring efficiency have consistently made the Hornets better when he's on the floor. While his shooting percentages aren't elite, his ability to orchestrate the offense and involve teammates is undeniable. Labeling his stats as empty undermines the skill and effort he puts into his performances. We've seen it happen before. Players who are left off the All-Star roster use that perceived slight to fuel their fire. LaMelo's the kind of guy who thrives off that kind of energy. Being excluded from All-Star consideration, it's personal. And when LaMelo gets personal, he turns up the heat. This could be the spark that propels him to put the league on notice, proving every single doubter wrong. But let's zoom out for a moment. It's not just LaMelo's game that needs to evolve. The Charlotte Hornets, as a team, have struggled. For LaMelo to get the recognition he deserves, the franchise needs to surround him with the right pieces, a more competitive roster, a stronger supporting cast. This is the formula that could elevate LaMelo's game, and in turn, elevate the Hornets into serious playoff contention. Imagine what would happen if the Hornets could turn things around. Give LaMelo that support he needs. More wins, more team success, and with that, more attention for Ball's individual brilliance. He's got the talent, no doubt. Now it's all about building a team that can match his potential. The All-Star game has evolved over the years, with increased emphasis on entertainment and fan engagement. Ball's exclusion raises questions about whether the league is staying true to this principle. His flashy style and popularity make him an ideal candidate for the event, which is designed to showcase the NBA's most exciting talents. The league might need to reconsider the balance between rewarding winning players and entertaining fans. After all, the All-Star game is, at its core, an exhibition meant to celebrate the game's best and most popular players. LaMelo Ball's exclusion from the 2025 NBA All-Star game has sparked significant debate among fans, analysts, and players. Despite his impressive stats, overwhelming fan support, and undeniable entertainment value, Ball was left out in favor of other guards. The decision reflects the ongoing tension between valuing individual performance and team success. Whether or not Ball eventually makes the team as a late injury replacement, the snub has already left a mark. It serves as a reminder that all-star selections are subjective, and that even standout performances can be overlooked under certain circumstances. For Ball, the challenge now is to continue proving his doubters wrong and solidifying his status as one of the league's brightest stars. So, what do you think? Did LaMelo get robbed? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Was this one of the biggest all-star snubs we've seen in a while, or is the decision fair? If this breakdown was up to standard, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more deep dives into NBA storylines, snubs, and all the latest updates. And hey, hit that notification bell so you never miss out on the next conversation about the game we love. Catch you in the next one.